event that the Chamber puts together in all of the towns, and it's to introduce you to state, local, and federal departments that can help you to do better business, and also let you know of the benefits that we offer through the Chamber to help you, and to answer questions, and put a name with a face. So that's always easier to open the lines of communication when you know who you're talking to. It helps to just obliterate negativity. We can all work together and we can make this a better community. In some of the towns, we're already on like our 4th open for business because we can whittle it down and do some just for economic development or whatever is top of mind that you, because you're part of you are the town, feel is most important for business, for the town, and to help maybe for education or whatever you think would best benefit your town. But it's great for you to know who's in charge and who you can go to and who can help you do better business, because believe it or not, all the officials want to help you, they really do, and it helps with understanding. You know, I'll get a phone call and say, oh, that building inspector, he's making me do this. But you know, when you find out there's a reason why, and it's usually safety or it's a policy or whatever, it just makes it a lot easier for you to understand what's going on. So I'm going to introduce Justin to come in and get started, and then we're going to have some of the department heads from the state, and I think you're going to introduce your local.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, officials.
Yes. Thank you, Jeannie. I really appreciate it. So obviously we've all met Jeannie. She's been a fantastic resource, by the way. You know, I'm kind of new to this. I'm on the board of selectmen here in town. But Jeannie's just been like absolutely wonderful about trying to, you know, help our community out in terms of trying to build a good base of business in town, and you know, she provides a great resource in terms of connecting you to the right people to be able to, you know, do the things that you want to do. And I think that's really the key behind what we're trying to do here tonight. We want to make connections and try and figure out, you know, what are the problems you're having, how can we help you, you know, be successful, and what are the things that we need to work on, and so forth. So, you know, this is, I think, a really good first step, get everybody together and start talking about those things. But before we get into that, just kind of introduce a few people around the room. Susan Franz, behind the camera. She's on the finance committee.
Jack of all trades.
Mark Andrews is here also from the finance committee. We have some department heads. Ben Sherman is here from the Department of Public Works. He's kind of in the back, if you can't see him.
He's hiding.
He's behind the wall. Jim is around here. He's back here, I guess. Jim is actually.
You won't actually be able to put a face with a name because you're hiding.
You gotta go on the website.
We have a very shy bunch of officials.
Jim is also in the DPW, but he works in the sewer department. And he's an excellent resource, you know, in terms of infrastructure and so forth. We've got Barry DeRusso, who is on planning board, but he's also coming here as a business owner in town. He runs a car wash and real estate. Chief Laurie is obviously chief of police. He's here, and if I'm missing anybody, Brian is on the Brian Plasko's on the board of trustees for Veterans Memorial. So I think that's everybody from the town that's on the committee or associated with the town. But any other inputs you wanna?
Did anyone want to say anything from any of the departments or talk about, you know, any programs you've got going or what you're working on?
Yeah, I think really tonight is so on the board of selectmen. It's a little tough, honestly, because you know, we get some people coming in and filtering in for particular matters, but I think folks in town government really recognize that there are some kind of tough things for folks starting businesses here in town, and really, you know, at least from my perspective, it's really just doing the outreach to kind of try and figure out what we can do to help along, you know, things that you want to try and do. I don't know, Susan, if you have any further.
Sure, I can take a minute. I know it's a little bit unusual for somebody from FinCom to be a point person on economic development, but we have just funded our first economic development person at the last town meeting a few weeks ago. So until that person is here, you've got me. So I've been meeting with state officials, with local officials, with Jeannie, just to get the lay of the land, just to understand a little bit what the concerns are, where people are going with their businesses, and then also what state resources are available, so we can start connecting you up with the things that are gonna work for you, because every business is a little different. I've been a business owner, I understand each one is a little bit different, and we wanna make sure that you know what's available, that you know what's out there, and you can kind of work on things. So some of the things that are being talked about, we are taking a look at infrastructure in our industrial park to see if it's adequate for our future growth. There are some concerns about bringing education into the valley. We would really like to see a lot of education and training come into the valley. We here in Uxbridge are a center for advanced manufacturing. We have a nice little cluster of that going on, and that's a real strength for our community. And I think that's something that's not as well known, that we have this cluster going already. So we want to look at that. Plus we want to bring in commercial space. I don't like that I have to drive to buy a t-shirt. You know, I want to do that here. You know, I don't want to have to drive to do anything. I want to do that here. You know, so we want to look at that and make sure that that's working for the community. That if a business wants to open, we have some place to point at you and say, hey, why don't you go in that building? That's going to be a good place for you. You know, it's going to have good traffic. We have a lot of resources, but we're not kind of pulling them together, I think, as well as some communities have. So that's my goal for this year from the FinCom, is to take a look at economic development and see how we can start bringing that together. And if you're interested in becoming our economic development officer, that will be posted soon.
If I can just expound on that workforce issue that Susan was talking about, the Blackstone, which probably most of you know, the Blackstone Valley Chamber of Commerce, our 501c3, the Center for Business and Enterprise, received a work skills capital grant of $456,000 to do a build out at the mill. We are starting workforce training. We're working with manufacturers. We sent out Julia, who's in our office here, my second in command, sent out a survey today to 130 manufacturers. We're working with Benjamin Franklin Institute of Technology, Quinsigamond Community College, and Worcester State University to develop custom curriculums to work with many of the 650 students who are unable to get into Blackstone Valley VOCTAC, to work with veterans in transition and then adults that need retraining. We're building classrooms. We'll have 30 CAD-ready computers, 20 regular computers, and we're building a mini fab lab. I met with someone today that was amazing. That's going to really help us put the whole fab lab together. And we want to work in conjunction with all of the schools in the town so that we can offer these types of curriculums to your students in the area. Justin and I were on the phone tonight with a laser company that's looking to move here, Uxbridge, Uxbridge, that's going to bring in 67 jobs. And one of the most important things was being able to provide students for internships with him. So this is really top of mind for many of the manufacturers. They cannot fill the workforce gap. So we have people here like Rumsey, right in your own town, that are laser experts that are going to help us put this together. And we're writing grants like crazy so that we can fund this and grow it. But this is very exciting. We're going to be able to provide education right here in the Valley. We're calling it the Blackstone Valley Education Hub because we're not going to limit it just to manufacturing training. We're going to have other subjects as people say we want, we need this kind of training, that kind of training. I had someone from the community center come over and ask if we could work with Worcester State to do early childhood development. They could do internships there. The possibilities are endless. We want to be very flexible, but it's really exciting. This is really happening. So we would not be able to have done this without the help of our legislators. And we have great legislators here in the Blackstone Valley. One of them is with us today. I don't know, Kevin, if you want to elaborate on some of the things that are going on statewide, because it's very exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah, go right ahead.
I'm staying up here just so I could make eye contact with everybody. First, good evening, everybody. Welcome to my hometown, Uxbridge. I've been in the legislature for 7 years. And that is the totality of my time in the public sector. I was a private sector business guy for over 20 years. So this is all near and dear to my heart. You know, this is kind of, you know, coming home again, is working with businesses. Ever since I've been in the legislature, every session, after you get sworn in, you get to make committee requests. And then, in my case, minority leader determines who's going to be assigned to what committee. And my top committee request for each of my 4 terms has been economic development and emerging technologies, because that's really where it came from. And so I've had the pleasure of serving on that committee for 7 years now. And we've done a lot of good things come through that committee. The casino bill, no matter how you feel about casino gambling in the Commonwealth, that bill went through the Economic Development Committee. Huge impact. You know, I understand the social aspects of legalized gambling. However, it also is probably going to be about 10,000 jobs for the Commonwealth when it's all said and done. So for me, it was a jobs issue as opposed to the social issue. When Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito came into office, they said, we're going to put a freeze on any new business regulations. We're going to do a top-down review of every single regulation that's on the books. The ones that make sense, we will keep. The ones that don't make sense, we will get rid of. And the ones that need to be tweaked, we will tweak. Okay? They did an exhaustive review. It took about 1.5 years for the administration to do that. And probably about 9 months ago, right towards the end of last session, we passed a bill that incorporated the first wave of these changes and corrections. Also was the Municipal Relief Act, which gives some new tools to cities and towns to make it a little bit more efficient to run cities and towns, because everyone says, hey, you need to run, you know, your city and town more like a business, right? And so hopefully we're starting to give cities and towns the opportunity to do a little bit more of that. Relative to tonight, make sure the most important thing you can do tonight is just talk to people. Hey, what's your business? What do you do? How can we work together? True story, we did this in Blackstone, how many months, a couple months ago?
Right.
Okay. And, you know, the dry cleaner here on Main Street closed, right?
Yeah.
So I have my dry cleaning in my car, and we're at the business after hours thing, and the local dry cleaner had just opened up in Blackstone. So I'm like, dude, you just got business. I have my dry cleaning on my car. So, you know, it's because we were talking, right? We did something similar to this in Bellingham, a different chamber, but a very similar event. And a guy who makes really high-tech electromagnetic devices for the Department of Defense, he needs cabinets made. Okay, you know, the powder-coated cabinets. There's a cabinet fabricator there who makes the cabinets that the lottery ticket machines, like the one that's in the lobby of Hannaford's, you know, those heavy steel, because you can't break in them because it's a very valuable product. So the guy who makes those is sitting 4 seats away from the guy who needs cabinets made. You know, and they never would have found each other. They're both doing business in Bellingham, and they never found each other through all the years that they both were in business. And through something like this, they connected. So if there's one thing I can impress upon you, talk to everybody, literally everybody. Just find out who's here, and try to find out if there's some intersections between your businesses, because it certainly saves on shipping costs if you're doing business like that. So that's my keep it local pitch. So thanks everybody. Thanks.
Well, we have a lot of great partners here in the Commonwealth, and we have some of them with us tonight. One is Roy Angel here. He's Vice President of Business and Commercial Loans at MassDevelopment. So he's a great partner for business. So Roy, if you could just say a few words about what you do, what MassDevelopment does, and how it can help their business.
I was actually listening to radio today, and Tom Friedman was on the New York Times, one of our top thought leaders, I think, at this point in time. And he was talking about, you know, sometimes you have to think inside the box, and sometimes you have to think outside the box, and there are other times you have to think without a box. And I said, I like that. I'm stealing that totally. So I'm kind of going to do that tonight, Jeannie, if it's okay with you. If I can take some liberal interpretation of that. And the reason I say that is because before my stint at MassDevelopment, which I started about 20 years ago, I worked 5 years with the Mass Office of Business Development, which is the state's kind of gatekeeper for all the incentive programs for the state, at the state level. It works with municipalities, communities around the Commonwealth to support economic development, business growth, and expansion in Massachusetts. And You know, there's no question that the state has been on a real roll in the last 10 years after the post-07-08 recession. We've created a lot of jobs, we've successfully recruited a number of different companies, heard about a lot of them in the paper, GE Healthcare in Marlboro, and General Electric in Boston, and we've had some real wins, and that's terrific. That's because many, many years ago, about 20 plus years ago, the state, which was not very business friendly at the time, created a document called Choosing to Compete. And Choosing to Compete really set about to change the landscape of how to be more competitive as a Commonwealth against other states. We were a high tax state, we were losing jobs to other states, people weren't coming here, they were moving out of the area, population was actually declining. How do you change that? Well, you change the very structure, the infrastructure that's in place, and they did. And we promoted higher education, we lowered taxes, we, the Commonwealth, lowered taxes, we provided incentives for businesses to expand here. So we really changed the landscape. So that what happened in the last 10 years didn't happen overnight. It took a lot of vision and planning and thought and leadership. And that's kind of my message to you as a local community is focus on vision and planning and leadership, because as you said, things don't happen by accident, they take planning. I'm thrilled to hear that the town has decided to hire a I don't know if it's full-time or part-time,
It is full-time.
full-time economic development person. That's terrific. That means that your town is serious about not just keeping the business that's here, but hopefully attracting new business. And I was actually on a panel last week to talk about regional economic collaboration. And there's no question, you know, Metro West was represented on that panel, Marlboro was represented on that panel, Worcester was represented on that panel. And clearly those communities have been big winners the last 10 years. But I made a statement there and I said, if you're from the Blackstone Valley, your time is coming, your time is next. So that's another message I want to leave with you tonight, because it is coming. That wave of development is migrating westward, and it is coming to the valley sooner or later. And so I know we had big lot of press lately about Amazon, right? HQ2. There are several communities around the Commonwealth put in a bid. I know the communities down here in the valley were talking about that. But that's not the first one that's come along, and that's not the last one that's going to come along. So in order to get those big wins, and not to say that Uxbridge needs a big win like that, but even the small wins, it means you need to be ready. Okay, you have to have the infrastructure in place, just like the state did 25, 30 years ago, to have the tools that you need to build your business community here. So, and I think that it sounds like if you haven't done it already, you're ready to do it, and the time is now. So start planning now for the future. Okay, so that's my kind of state speech. I really represent the Commonwealth here, even though I work for what is known as a quasi-public agency. MassDevelopment's been around for 40 plus years, and we are kind of the state's leading economic development and finance authority. So I'm not a state employee, but I'm an agent of the Commonwealth to try to promote business growth, business expansion, business retention here in Massachusetts. And we do that in a variety of different ways. I represent the lending side of the house. So we have different loan programs and guarantee programs for businesses that are trying to get access to capital. Okay, one of those is what's called a private activity bond or tax-exempt bonds that supports eligible projects, and it's the lowest cost of capital you can get for that project. WGM Fabricators in Whitensville, Northbridge. Some of you may be familiar, moved from Rhode Island to Massachusetts a couple of years ago. We assisted them using a tax-exempt bond to get them that low cost of capital. They have a beautiful state-of-the-art facility the next town over.
Woonsocket Glassworks? Yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
I'm sorry, yep,
That's
WGM.
okay.
And they've already exceeded the number of jobs that they expected to create. In fact, by the time they opened the doors and moved there, they had already exceeded the number of jobs they were going to create here in Massachusetts. So that was a huge win for us. So that's on the big side. On the small side, I just closed a loan for the Whiten Community Center just to do a small little tech dollars loan so they could upgrade their computer systems. About $100,000. So we run the gamut from small loans to big loans for manufacturers and businesses. And the nice thing is that we're not a regulated institution like a bank, so we can think outside the box if we need to provide creative and flexible financing solutions for businesses both large and small. So we work with manufacturers, we work with healthcare institutions, we work with market rate and affordable housing projects. We work with colleges, universities, and secondary schools. We helped the Whitensville Christian School with the projects not that long ago. So we really run the gamut, and it's a real treat for me to work there. I was a banker for 15 years in the private sector, and I have to admit it's much more satisfying being in this sector because I can use the tools that are at my disposal to help find a solution to a problem that somebody has in terms of getting access to capital. So, and we're not the only agency or organization that does that. There are many here in Massachusetts. We try to complement and supplement each other, and we really try to complement and supplement the private sector because we're not here to steal business from the banks. We're really here to work with them as our partners and then to fill the gaps and holes that they can't do on their own. So whether it's providing a loan guarantee so some business can get access to maybe 90% loan to value in the business instead of 75 or 80%, or doing a piece of mezzanine financing on an acquisition of a new building to expand their business, or also a guarantee for some working capital so the bank can lend company business they need to grow that business. That's what we are here to do. So I'm not going to get into the nuances of all of our different programs. I would bore you to death, trust me, if I stood up here and tried to explain all of them to you. I know Wendy was going to talk about our PACE program, which actually has to do with kind of renewable energy. We've dipped our toe in that water in terms of solar, but this is kind of a new program statewide, working with the municipalities to help businesses lower their energy costs. And as you know, we're a high-cost energy state, so whatever we can do to lower the cost of energy to our businesses here, that's important. Okay, so we try to support that wherever we can. We're also in the real estate business. I don't know if, again, I won't bore you with details, but if anybody's been to Devens, Massachusetts, the former Army base, we actually own Devens. We are Devens. We are the municipality of Devens. We plow the roads. We're the fire department. We are the police department. We do everything up there. And Devens has been tremendously successful. It's a model for base closure redevelopment around the country. It actually won awards. So we've actually not only replaced the 3,500 jobs that were lost when the Army pulled out, but we've created over 1,500 jobs beyond that, with over 100 businesses that are located there. So it's a huge success story. And so we work a lot with municipalities for technical services, to promote collaborative workspaces, to do high-tech incubators, because we want to promote the innovation economy. That's really what's going to drive our economy going forward, is innovation. And whether you're in manufacturing or services, you need always to be innovating, right? So my job is to try to support that where we can with the tools and resources that we have. So we're happy to help you, or the town, whatever way we can to bring those resources to bear. And if we can't do it, we'll try to find the people that can, whether at the state level, whether in the private sector, or one of our quasi-public partners. So with that, I'll sit down and shut up and back to you. You're welcome.
That was great. MassDevelopment is a wonderful partner that we work with. We have several partners. To speak to some of the things that Roy spoke about, the Chamber likes to capitalize to help a lot of small businesses. There's over 2,500 small businesses in the Blackstone Valley that are 20 or fewer employees. So whenever you need some help or expansion, we like you to think of the Chamber as your business as well. You know that recently, 2 years ago, just 2 years now, we've been in the Linwood Mill, which is a really great space. And we like our members to think of it as their home away from home. If you're a sole proprietor or a small business, you need to meet with clients. We have a lockbox on the door with a code that we give our members. You can come in even on nights and weekends, meet with clients, use our Wi-Fi, use our coffee machine. If you bring your own paper, you can use our conference room. And we have a team of volunteers. We have people from retired attorneys who can meet with you for free and answer questions for you, to business and former loan officers that can help you to get your finances in order, to make you bank ready, or to help us with our other partners to get some gap lending for you, to business counselors. We have Scott Rossiter is here or was here. He's our SCORE, one of our SCORE counselors that can sit down and meet with you. We also have Art Martin from Clark University, SBDC, who can sit down and talk with you and help you with a business plan. But we go over and above to make sure that you can do better business, to answer questions for you. We have education. We had finished a 3-part workshop this morning on where will you be in 5 years to help you to plan what you're going to be doing. We had another workshop this afternoon with CWE, the Center for Women in Enterprise, on how to plan your business. And most importantly, a lot of you need financing, but you have to be bank ready. Oh, there you are, Scott. I didn't see you. There you are. How could I miss you? You need to wear that orange bike outfit more often, or the yellow one. There you go. Okay, so I can see you. But one of the partners that we work together the most, and to help you do better business, but also help us do better business, and they work with us, they give us grants, and through that we're able to put programs together for you. We're able to put together mini grants that maybe even just $1,000 to help you with technical assistance, is Growth Capital Corporation. And I'm so thrilled that Allison drove a long way to get here tonight. Thank you so much. Allison Maranta is loan officer, and she's director of the grant program, and she's going to tell you a little bit about Growth Capital.
Thank
Allison,
you.
thank you so much. Thanks for coming.
Hi everyone. Good evening. I'm so happy to see this crowd. I was like, oh my God. This is thank you, Jimmy. Thank you all for the great outreach. I would like to know how many of you are business owners? I'm not trying to get a sense of this. Oh wow, great. Amazing. Well, I'm gonna second what Jimmy just said. My name is Alison Moronta. I am a loan officer and grant program manager, and I work for Massachusetts Growth Capital Corporation. Moving forward, I will name MGCC, so I don't have to go through the whole name. But Massachusetts Growth Capital Corporation, MGCC, is a state-funded agency, and what we do is finance small businesses. We promote economic development in underserved, low-income, and gateway municipalities, and we also promote the creation and preservation of jobs in Massachusetts small businesses. So we are another lender. We are an alternative lender. The way we work is with our partners, financial agency, nonprofit organization, banks. And I want you to see us as an alternative lender. What that means, if you can get financing anywhere, you have to come to Growth Capital Corporation. So that's the way we're working. And we have similar product that any other banks. We have line of credit, term loan. We offer guarantee, and we offer as well SBA loan. Our loan size goes from $10,000 to $1 million. And our interest rate is prime plus 5, but that means around 8.75 as of today. But we also have a special programs during the year, sometimes with lower interest between 3-5%. From time to time, we offer a special product depending on the situation in the country. For example, last year we offered drought loan for farmers that were affected during the drought last year. And we also offer during the spring 2015 a snow loan fund that was specifically to support businesses that were affected during the snowstorm in 2015. And at that time, the interest rate was 5%. So we work with the needs of businesses, but we also offer technical assistance to our borrowers. What that means, if you apply through NGCC and need technical assistance or help with your operation, your finances, we can provide you a small grant to support, pay for those professional services. As well, we have other products. We are a state-funded organization, and we also manage the Small Business Technical Assistance Grant Program. I put the brochure over there. This is the brochure about that program, and this is a state-funded program that allowed organizations like the Chamber of Commerce to do this type of activity and provide education and technical assistance. This program because I manage this program, but I wanted to focus on what you need, and my message is basically that I know that being a business owner is very challenging, and you find it difficult, very difficult to get the resources that you need. The state is doing tremendous effort trying to coordinate services and resources, and believe me, there are a lot of resources in the state, and what we see, at least I've been traveling around, is that there's more resources allocated to Boston and less resources allocated to the small towns. So we're trying to change that, and we're coordinating with the Chamber of Commerce, with Jenny, other organizations, trying to bring resources to your town so you can benefit from not only getting technical assistance but also pro bono services. Last year we offered mini grants. They were directly going to small businesses, and since 2015 we were able to offer over 150 mini grants up to $5,000, which was great. This year we will not be able to offer it. We don't have enough funding coming from the state to support that program, but we offer pro bono services. So we have in this brochure a list of about 32 organizations that are part of our network. What that means is that we provide funding to those organizations so they can offer pro bono or free assistance to your businesses. So wherever you are, in whatever stage you are right now, in the early stage of starting your business, or you are looking to grow your business, my recommendation is talk to Jeannie or reach out to us. I have left my business card over there. Again, my name is Alison Moronta, and happy to connect you with the right services. With that means technical support, legal pro bono, or even bringing a crew of 4 or 5 organizations to work with you. I am a believer in economic development, and when I came, I was listening to other presentation in regard to what the city is doing in regards to education, and I think is it's for the business to be successful is not only getting the services but also participating in education, improving your entrepreneurship skills is going to be very important for the success of your business. So I encourage you to participate and get involved with the Chamber of Commerce and your city hall, participate in your economic development effort, because this only can happen when the residents and business owners get together and support. So I will be here, and if you have any questions, and thank you for coming today.
So we need to talk to our legislators to get that funding reinstated to MassDevelopment Capital. I know Jan Pierce was going to try to make it tonight, but I don't see her. She's from CMRPC, Central Mass Regional Planning Council, and they're one of our partners too in economic development, and probably someone from your Board of Selectmen sits on that board too.
Yes.
For the region, so I know that you're well represented in that area. One of our other advisors is here. He's one of our busiest and one that we take the most advantage of. And he helps the businesses in the area. He's a business owner himself. He's located in Northbridge. It's Com Infrared at Envision Digital. And on your seats you see these Google Let's Put Uxbridge on the Map. That's the Google program of Let's Put Our Cities on the Map. Oh, gosh, you're here. I forgot. Come on up. Come on up to CMRPC. Oh, my Lord. What's wrong with me? Okay, come on up.
Yeah, I just wanted to make it
Yeah,
for
Chris,
Janet.
that's right, Chris is here, I'm sorry. I talked to him earlier.
Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Ryan. I'm the Director of Community Development for CMRPC, Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, and we do basically everything that can help small communities to try to thrive. But my division focuses on economic development, regulatory systems, master plans, energy, and things like that. In my usual dog and pony show, I just go through the laundry list, roll on, and just bore the hell out of you. But I'm not going to do that tonight, because I'm going to talk about some things that were already talked about tonight. I'm going to talk about innovation. I'm going to talk about how businesses need to innovate, but also communities need to innovate as well. They need to reinvent themselves. They need to be at the cutting edge as well. So many of the communities that we are working with have zoning bylaws dating back from 1970 or 1960. And do you think things haven't changed since then? Absolutely they have. And a lot of businesses and a lot of homeowners and others are finding it very difficult to navigate these archaic zoning bylaws, which have been tinkered with, not very thoughtfully, and sort of now are a melange of different things that sometimes contradict each other and really don't offer opportunity based on how the market changes. So what we try to do is we try to go into our communities and try to do a zoning diagnostic for them to let them know what opportunities are out there. What are the new industries that we can put in your use list? What are the ways that we can make you more competitive? Because if you think about it, there are 351 communities in Massachusetts. Think about it as if there were 351 job applicants. Now, if you were a job applicant going for a job against 350 other people, would you wear your older suits? Would you not dry clean your clothes? You want to make yourself look good, and you want to make yourself presentable. Every town in Massachusetts right now is trying to do that from an economic development standpoint. They're trying to revise their regulations, they're trying to offer development incentives, they're working with people like the fine folks that have come here today. We try to do the same thing. We help you with updating your master plan, work with zoning, municipal energy systems. Economic development is core of what we do. We just finished Northbridge Strategic Economic Development Plan, which was a community compact cabinet grant, and we're thinking about doing the same thing for Mendon, and we're working many other communities as well. So it doesn't matter if you're a business owner, if you work for the town, or if you're just a citizen that wants to learn a little bit more about what we do. We'd love to talk to you in any capacity. Give us a call, stop in, visit, throw an email. So, thanks again.
It's a
Thanks
great
so much.
organization. Sorry for the
No,
city.
it's okay. No problem.
Thank you, thanks so much, yeah.
Justin, absolutely.
Apologize for seeing. But again, on your chairs, you see a bag that says let's put our cities on the map. And that's because we're a Google certified chamber of commerce, which means that we do drop-in classes. We help you to get your business on the map, especially for mobile devices and Google. And we have drop-in classes that Com teaches through his marketing company. And I know that Com, you wanted to maybe introduce your team and show us a little bit about what you do. Okay? So, come on.
Alright, good evening everyone. We're going to do a little quick presentation for you guys. But we do a lot of seminars, and we feel the best ones are typically the ones that are interactive. So I'm going to ask some folks in the audience to participate. But yeah, you're going to walk away with some things that you can take home and use to better your business.
Bunnies.
That's huge. These are great for like the backyard. You do like blow ups for movies. Like, these projectors are great for that. Or you can watch football on like a big screen.
There's a couple of chairs over here for you guys if you want to come around and see it, so you're not behind the screen.
So I'm going to talk and set this up at the same time. So my name is Com Intharath, com like .com, very easy to remember. From Envision Digital, I'm the president. Sam is one of our account managers, and we have Nikki Derry, who's also one of our account managers here.
Hi, everyone.
So after folks typically have questions, so they're here to help support and ask any questions you guys may have. So we're a growth marketing agency. So what that means is, at the end of the day, companies come up to us and say, Com, we need to grow our business by 20%. Tom, we need to go on social media and grow our sales by 20%. We just brought on X amount of people, and we want to go into this certain market. We got this new product. We want to promote it. So basically, at the end of the day, our job is to help our clients make money, but increase customer engagement. So at the end, because how users are doing business these days, and you think yourself as consumers yourself, right? Like, it's more authentic, and you want to create a good experience, and those people will always come back. So we partnered up with Jeannie at the chamber, and who here is a chamber member? Okay, so a lot of you guys are not chamber members. Bad, all you. I was not gonna join the chamber, and I was like, you know what? For a few $100s, let me give it a try, right? And it's the best decision I ever made for my business. It ties me back to the community, but you network with wonderful people. At the end of the day, you're building relationships, right? And you find the right people to partner up with, and maybe end up buying goods and services with. And if you're not a chamber member, you're definitely missing out on opportunities to help grow your business, but you also are missing out on free resources to help grow your business besides meeting with people. So one of the programs that we're doing for you here, oops. And just to piggyback, someone mentioned the Amazon video earlier. Is it? We were the company that did the Worcester Amazon video, if anyone saw that video. So we do a full video production, because video marketing is the trend. It's been the trend the last 3 years. If you don't have a video, yes?
Excuse me, are you saying you did the Worcester commercial to try to entice Amazon to come to Worcester?
Yeah, we did that 2-minute promotional video. It was someone put on like VR goggles, and it made it kind of like it was Amazon headquarters. What was that?
Play it.
Google it and
You
play
guys
it.
wanna play it? You guys wanna see it? Who hasn't seen it?
Yeah.
You guys have or have? Okay. Do you mind if we play it, Jeannie? Where's Jeannie?
Just go.
Go ahead. It's all right. Go ahead.
We can always ask for forgiveness, right?
I won't tell her.
Do you guys want to come over here? Can you save the screen?
Yeah, I guess.
So if you Google it, it comes up. So this is sitting on the YouTube channel for the city. Oh. Tough angle for me.
Alexa, compose an email.
What's the message?
Hey team, I think I found the city for our second home. Let me tell you about Worcester, Massachusetts. It is absolutely fertile for innovation. It's the perfect complement to our Seattle headquarters. I can't think of a better place to give us a strong presence on the East Coast. Worcester, Massachusetts has everything we need and more.
thank you. And I really think every town should probably have something like this, right? Tell your story. This is our town. This is what we are. This is what we're known for. So we were asked for a. They try to basically take a rabbit out of a hat. They're like, can you? I was like, oh great, we can do this project for you. It'll take about 3-4 months to shoot. When do you need it by? 2 weeks. So we. The city manager doesn't like to hear no. So we have to figure out how to do that, and you know. My team is unbelievable, my video team and my marketing team, my strategy team is like, how do we tell this story in 2 weeks? Where are we gonna, you know, and that's a common trend when we meet with our clients. What's your challenge? What do you guys need? What can we do to help you out? What is it, you know, and like, what's your goal? What's it, at the end of the day, what's the goal? For the quarter, for the year, and the marketing strategy ties into that. Your sales goals tie into what you do for marketing. Like, if you don't have goals now, then you're really just, you're running a business with no focus. So what I wanted to show you, so get your business online. You can go online when you get home or on your mobile phone and see, at the end of the day, you need to make sure you are found on Google. Who here values being found on the internet? Right? Hopefully everybody. So your Google profile is, a lot of people have Google profiles, and then they come to us and say, or reach out to Jeannie, my phone number's wrong, or my address is wrong, or why is there a photo here that I didn't post? Like, I want that down. So updating and verifying your Google profile is really vital. It's very similar to double checking your credit score, you know, make sure the information is accurate. So if you're a chamber member, you're not yet, as a chamber member, this service is free. So we'll sit down with each business and go through your Google profile, optimize it for you, and register and verify it for you. So that way you have actually, it's really like having your online directory properly done through Google. So what I want to do is ask someone to give me, who wants to volunteer to see kind of where you're at for information. Okay.
CHEVERE.
All right, maybe, so you, business name,
CHEVERE.
Is this it?
Yes.
Awesome. So you get a good check mark. So this is what the Google profile looks like. You have reviews. Do you have access to that now, Pat? Do you have access to your account, like to go in and update photos or?
No, I have my husband. I said, go see the Google thing. No.
My wife holds the keys to everything. But if you have any questions, we can help you. You should always want access to this. This is just like your Facebook page. You need to be just as active on your Google page as you are on your Facebook page. So if you're uploading photos and reviews, get it here. Because Facebook is a big company, but when it comes to search rankings, you want to rank because you're optimized and you're active on your Google profile. Facebook is definitely a must-do as well. All right, so let's find a second person maybe that will show us who is open, who would like to check their.
Yeah, they could have, I'm like,
What's it called?
right. And then you would put our own photos to everything. I'll ask.
Okay. Awesome. So you optimized it. So you verified by the check marks. They verified it. A lot of times these profiles will show up, but they aren't verified, meaning like the owner hasn't claimed it. So it looks like you did claim it, and it's all done there. So basically, if you should know if you have this claimed or not, because it should be a login information just like you have. You're logging for Facebook. So if you're unsure, check in with myself, Com, Sam, or Nikki tonight, and we can kind of set something up. We can even do something quick for you guys later this evening.
How would that work for independent consultants? Because there are a few of us here, so we don't own the business. We own our mini independent consultant part of it.
Like work from home.
Yes.
Right.
No. At least I got an answer.
Yeah. It's very common for contractors like plumbers, right, to work from the house.
Yeah.
Because they cover a region, and you don't want to put your home address on there, so you can.
Hell no.
You will. You can claim your city, but you won't come up on the map.
Okay.
But at least you'll have a profile.
Yeah.
The best recommendation is to even. I know we're speaking with the chamber to do kind of like a incubator business center.
Where's your office in
So we have an office in Worcester and Providence, but honestly, I think like 80% of my time is spent in the chamber. Like we meet a lot of clients. A lot of our clients are in the Blackstone Valley, so like I'm not going to drive north or south. We can just go to the chamber. So the chamber is producing. You can utilize their space. That's why another reason why we love them as a member for free. Free conference room. Use their printer.
If you bring your own paper.
So I got to talk to Jeannie about that. But there might be an opportunity for you guys to like claim your address through the chamber.
Okay.
So you have an address. It'll be in Whitensville. But if you have a complete business address, you're gonna rank better. It's just it is what it is.
Right.
Even though they know that you're a consultant or you're a plumber, if you're a caterer and you work
Yeah,
from.
it just looks better.
But if you can find a place that does like shared space where you can do even like a WeWork, there might be something down here that has like shared incubator space. Or what I've had some of my friends do, or talk to other business owners. They talk to a friend who's a business owner and say, "Hey, can I use your address?" Because it's pretty common to have like one building might have 3 offices or so.
Yeah.
You cannot use a PO box. Or any of those UPS stores that say that you can get an address, because those are all put on a separate list. So Google knows that's actually a PO box.
Right.
People try to think, oh, if I get one of those, I can rank on the map, but you can't.
They're smarter than that.
Yeah. I just had a couple other. Sorry, I'll get my notes. Let's see here. Yep, Growth Capital. I definitely want to give a shout out to Growth Capital. Jeannie's been great. Hey, hello. Thanks for coming out here. So, Jeannie works with a lot of the chamber members. Members get grants through Growth Capital, and they ask for professional services. And half of those times, those grants come to use our services to either do web design, do some marketing for them, collateral, update graphic designs. So we're a full service digital marketing agency, or basically marketing agency. So I just wanted to do a shout out for Growth Capital. Make sure I put that on here. And that's everything. So my name is Comedy Vision Digital. Feel free to reach out to us later tonight if you have any questions. Thank you.
The necessary and critical action steps to be able to make that happen. So one of the things that we've been offering at the Chamber is goal-setting workshops, which are, I think, very valuable. We all need to have goals. I think we're all pretty good at setting goals. And sometimes that accomplishing of the goals is a little more difficult. And I just would encourage you, your business is something that you want to work on, not just in. You come up with really great ideas. That entrepreneurial spirit within you is usually the start of a great idea, but how can you make that great idea become a really great business? And that's where Harry and I from BDM Consulting like to try to help businesses in the area.
Any other businesses? Let us know who you are, what you do. You don't have to say a lot. But you never know, there might be somebody in the room that needs a good or service and didn't know you were there. Yeah, great.
My name is Jason Malo, Advanced Auto, tapping that. We're an auto repair shop in Uxbridge, and we do specialize in fleet vehicles. So if any of you guys are business owners that have fleets, we do that. We also work on everyday personal vehicles as well. My brother Luke and I own the business. We've been here for 12 years. Uxbridge has been a great town to us, so I'm very happy with that. Hope to meet some of you guys at some point.
Where are you located? Could you ask them where you're located? Where's your business located?
We're actually on Route 16, right on the corner of West Street and Route 16.
Oh, okay.
If anybody's familiar with the Habitat for Sports,
Yes.
we're right on the corner.
Oh, okay.
Anybody else? You're looking at your shoes, so I guess not. Anybody here want to talk about your business? We don't want to. Great.
Hi, I'm Jenny Z. I'm owner of Way of Life Wellness, and I have a home-based practice. And I'm a massage therapist and energy practitioner, and I teach energy classes. And you know, I really find this very, very helpful. I'm a new person in the area because I just moved here 2 years ago, and I'm just really excited to get involved in the community. I've met Jessica, who owns JTB Wellness, and it's just really great to meet some wellness practitioners in this place. Just seeing it like pop up everywhere and see it as a viable business, and it's really great that there's like the chamber to support us. And I don't know, I think I'm probably gonna join now that I'm aware of everything that is of a resource for me, and I feel like I'm valued, even being a home-based business. So thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I am Joyce Maffeo, my husband Ben. We own 77 Blossom Shop here in town, and we've been here for 11 years now. We partnered up with Bert's. He gets flowers from us every week. We give him flowers to his business, and yeah, we're on South Main. So many people will say to us, "Oh, how long have you been here? We go down Route 16. We never come down this way." So yeah, we're just a stone's throw from the new fire station on the right.
No, go ahead. I'm Jess Jakes. I own JTV Yoga and Wellness in the Burnett Mill. I moved from Douglas. I'm a massage therapist. I started just doing that and expanded into yoga. Now we do bar, boot camp, all sorts of different styles of yoga 7 days a week. And it's huge space. It's really beautiful. I love being in Uxbridge, and I actually have found that other business owners are just so incredibly supportive and welcoming. So I am not a chamber member. It's something that's been on my list for a while. I do a lot of other networking stuff. So yes, I will be looking into that. And so yeah, thank you. This has been great.
I own Charity, the big shop in town, and Scott did help me 4 years ago when I moved from the Hannaford Plaza to my new location, and I am so, I don't know what he's at.
He left.
Okay. And he was so, I mean, it was incredible how much he helped and gave me the confidence to do it. So it's my 7th year, and I love it in town, and definitely have to join the chamber.
Gotta come back. Okay. You do offer monthly payments, so it's a lot easier for you that way.
Good evening, my name is Madonna Trilizzi. I own Blackstone Valley Needle Art Studio. I teach quilting, embroidery work, sewing, and things like that. I've had my business for 18 years. I am located in Oblivion. It's on Douglas Pike, and I'm a home-based business. I'd like to join. It's a little costly, I hate to tell you, Jeannie.
$25 a month.
But, okay. So, thank you for having me. This is really nice, and hopefully something will come from me. Thank you.
So, yeah.
I think we've got Jeannie.
My brothers will have my head. I'm Mark Wickstrom. I'm a local attorney here. My office is across the street, and I practice with my 2 brothers and my sister. We have additional offices in Whitensville and in Worcester, and we do a lot of real estate and business practice, and including advice on zoning and planning. So.
Yeah, well-known practice. Yeah. Thank you for all your Do you want to say anything about Lampin, or? Sure.
Hi, my name is Robin LeClaire. I am, I work at Lampin Corporation. We're a manufacturer in Uxbridge, in South Uxbridge. I have been with the company for 31 years. We've been at Lampin, I guess, for 32 years, in Uxbridge. Well, no, we've been in Uxbridge for a long time before that, but we moved into this building 32 years. We manufacture anything, usually with metals, aerospace things, or medical things. And we're an employee-owned company, so all the employees, Scott Rossiter used to own the business, and he sold it to the employees, and that's what we do. And we range making parts. We're not a prototype shop, so if you had something in a car and you wanted us to machine it, we wouldn't do that. But we do parts like from 50 to 5,000 pieces. So. That's it.
And they do a lot with our manufacturing program with middle school and high school students. They take apprentices and internships with a lot of the students, and they also contribute to the grant programs. We have an elaborate grant program that we do through our golf tournament with the Education Foundation. We gave over $20,000 in grants this year to the schools. It's grants to teachers, and Lampin is a big supporter of that, so we thank Lampin Corporation for all you do for the community too, so thank you.
My name is Fred Gibson. If anybody lives down South Uxbridge and goes down Route 98, you see a sign that says Fred the Foot Guy.
Oh,
Yeah, well, that's me. Fred the Foot Guy. I've been practicing nurse podiatry for 6 years. I went to school at the University of Wisconsin, and I mostly go to people's homes. 98% of what I do, I go to people's homes for their shut-in loved ones, or my youngest client was 23 and my oldest was 101, and everything in between. I've been doing it for 6 years. I have hundreds of clients. I'm recommended by a lot of VNAs, 7 doctors right now, because I go to people's homes and I cut their toenails. It's basic foot care, but we can talk about it when I'm the first line of defense to see a podiatrist, actually, and diabetes was a lot of my training, so I'm Fred the Foot Guy.
I'm Kim Gibson, and no, he doesn't do my feet. I say to him, boy, your wife's feet must be just beautiful. But I don't know.
My mother-in-law's feet are beautiful.
So Fred and I and our youngest son are going to be applying for a craft cannabis cultivation license come this spring. And Uxbridge so far has been very user-friendly to us. We hope to be working more closely with them in the bylaw production. It's obviously a new industry in the state, and so there's a lot of challenges for us in fundraising, in location and so on, but we're really working towards a community model, working with government, town government, with law enforcement, with the community, and so it's an adventure. Yes.
Kim, I'm working with another company back in Douglas and Worcester, so if I can help you in any way. I've been working with them for 2 years now. So.
And I don't think I said we're gonna be Gibby's Garden. Ask for it in your local dispensary.
Working with a local company that's got a dispensary. They're going to be growing in Douglas, and their dispensaries on Millbury Street right over the line in Worcester. So
Very good.
Maybe I can
We'll
connect
talk.
you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, great. And see, that's what happens. We connect you guys.
Yeah.
Who's next?
I'll give it a go.
Go ahead.
All right. My name is McKay Hillier. I graduated from Uxbridge High School in 2016, and I recently started Silver Lines Real Estate Solutions. We're a residential redevelopment company. We're currently wrapping up our first flip in Oxford, Mass. So if anyone needs a house, it's really a beautiful product, and I highly recommend checking it out. We actually just resold our second property, and we're working to secure our third. I can't wait to invest in Uxbridge. I see lots of opportunity here, and I'm really glad to hear about the education incentives and especially investing in trades, because it's very, very underserved. We've actually taken on lots of employees from BBT. Absolutely incredible school, and thank you for having me.
Thank you. Who's next?
I'm Bert. I own Bert's Breakfast and Lunch down in South Bend.
Good food.
I've been there for 15 years. When we lost power last week, it was the best week I ever had. I didn't lose my power. Yeah, it was good. I'm doing real well down there.
Excellent.
But it seems like nobody knows the South End.
Yeah.
Nobody goes down there.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
We go.
Let us help put you on the map.
Oh yeah, I'm on Google.
Chamber can help promote you too.
All right, I'm Jeanette Goki. I work for a national real estate company called Coldwell Banker, but I do live in town, and I'm very passionate about this town, and I feel I deal with a lot of reload buyers, and when I bring them in town, I'm always so proud to come in, and I just, my heart sinks sometimes because of their comments. Oh, the town looks kind of run down or whatnot, so I've been on a mission to like spruce it up. So I'm thinking if we're gonna get businesses in town, we have to start with our entryway. So I've been, a bunch of us have been cleaning it up and taking care of it. But I am a realtor, and I sell residential, single-family, condos, from Worcester to Boston, Newton, and all around. And I just, I love this town, and I just want it to grow and succeed. And I just very passionate about it. And I hear about all your growing in Northbridge by that mill. I think it's gorgeous, and it's. We're hoping that the Stanley Woolen Mill is going to be like that someday.
Well, we're working with Nick Dean.
I know, I am too.
I know, we're working really
When you
hard
said
with
you were-
him. Roy is here. Did Roy leave?
No.
Oh, here you are. Roy is working with Nick Dean.
Oh.
We're really trying to get that going, get the concerns in there and get the rest of the
That is the best location for businesses. But when you said you were building up your for school, are you expanding?
There's
stuff?
space in the mill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that we're taking some of the space that hasn't been utilized. We got about 5,000 square feet.
So Uxbridge needs that kind of stuff. And we got the Burnett Mill, and that was burned down, and we have the Cock and Kettle just sitting there, and it's just, we just gotta get it going.
Somebody bought that.
Yeah, but they're not doing anything with it. We have been trying to get that going too, because we need a function facility desperately.
I took a long look at our commercial space, and we're actually almost at our build out on our commercial space. So we have a real hard hill to climb because we actually need buildings, and so we need places to put people.
Like
And
where the Walk and Talk Mill used to be, thank God that got knocked down, because that was the biggest eyesore in our entryway. But that's a spot that, we need a big.
we have land and we have access to utilities and access to the freeways, but we have a very high bar because the buildings aren't there yet.
Exactly.
And that's something we need to work on.
Right.
But we're working with a couple businesses right now that are looking very seriously at Uxbridge, and one would be more of a distribution industry, but it would be like 300 new jobs to come in, so we're really pushing for
Would
it.
it be like a BJ's distribution center?
I think it's more of a pick, kind of like not potpourri, was it potpourri that left? Yeah, it's kind of like a potpourri, but they have a lot of entry-level jobs, but they also have middle-level and high-level administrative jobs. But it would be, I met with them in Grafton last week. They're looking at Grafton and Uxbridge, but they're kind of leaning more towards Uxbridge because I guess the land is right off 146, so they're very interested. They're interested in building a 500,000 square foot, one-level building. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that we can bring that into town, because tax base,
Yeah, we know that.
I've been talking to you, tax base, and also, jobs. High school kids can't find a job. This is entry level. They certainly could be working there, so that would be great. So we're working. We're really pushing this town. Go ahead.
Let me just add to that, because MassDevelopment has a site readiness program. The state has recognized that, there are always companies looking for sites, and we're actually running out of site east of here.
Yeah.
And so it's important for the town. I think this is one of the first things the economic development person should do, is take an inventory of the sites that you do have, and what infrastructure is available to those sites, what do you need to get access to those sites, and maybe they're even they border with another town. How can we work with the next door community to make that site happen? So collaboration, partnership is not an ugly word to use when it comes to economic development. But you need to know what your priorities are in town. So when that opportunity does come, when you do talk to a business with 100 jobs or 300 jobs, 500 jobs, you know where they're gonna go,
Yeah.
or this is where they can go. That's very important.
Yeah, and I know that that's the foundation that you're trying to lay right now, so that's great.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Another business? Someone else want to talk?
I'm Verushka Mazzola. I represent, I'm a senior ambassador here in the Blackstone Valley for a company called Pure Haven. We are educators, educating on ingredients to avoid in your personal care products. So I have been, it kind of goes beyond that, removing toxic chemicals from our children's classrooms, and just kind of being aware of what these chemicals can do. So again, with health and wellness, it's kind of the trendy thing right now, people are getting it. We only ban 11 chemicals here in the US, whereas other countries like Europe, they ban well over 1,300. And lots of things like autism and different disorders are increasing dramatically in our country, and they're stabilized worldwide. So it can answer lots of questions for people, whether it's allergies, asthma, skin conditions, things like that. So that's what I do.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Rich totally like segues me. So, my name's Corey. I am an independent consultant and district manager with Arbonne International. We're going into our 8th country next year. It's Germany, so yay. We go by European standards. So yes, that 1,300 number, my goodness, is low. We, it's like we over there, European standards are so much better than what we allow into our products here. It's almost just sickening once you start learning the numbers. So it's a beauty, health, and wellness company. We have everything from deodorant so you don't smell bad to our anti-aging skincare, nutrition line, personal line, baby care, over 400 products. So love, love, love it, and we like each other. So, thank you.
Anybody else?
My name's Rumsey Smithson. I'm the vice chair of the local cultural council. We're funded by the National Endowment for the Arts and Massachusetts Cultural Council. And if you're starting a business and say you just want to try and get, working on the public a little bit, maybe refine your program, the local cultural council will give you funding to say maybe do a workshop or an art-based, like maybe visual arts or a workshop or something that might be, in a school or something. It's a good thing to apply. Our cycle is you have to have applications in on the 15th of October of every year, and we're reviewing the applicants for 2018. So if you're looking forward to maybe trying it out on the public and seeing what, seeing who your audience is, trying to address and attract the people that are pertinent to your business, it might be just a good place to look, just to get a little bit of to put your feet in the water and kind of go step by step. And it's the local cultural council in Uxbridge. Thank you.
I want to give a shout out to Uxbridge First Holiday Night. I don't know if Tom and Holly are still here, if they stepped out, but Munja, together, Munja. So, Justin, did you want to say anything else, or are we all set?
I think I'm good, but I just,
Good.
again, if anybody has anything, come out of it tonight, later on, you think about something, you want me to help you connect with anybody from tonight, or just generally with the state, or,
Sure.
and within the
You
local
can
government.
contact the chamber. We're happy to help you. I can connect you, and that's one thing that we love to do is to connect and convene, help you to do better business. But you've got some really good people in town. Sue?
Just one final comment from me. If you're on the Uniquely Uxbridge, we're going to post a link to a business group. We're calling it the Central Blackstone Development Group. We're saying Central Blackstone because so many of our business owners don't actually live here, but they live in our nearby communities, and a lot of our businesses work across the border. So we want to recognize that we're in a region and reach out that way. So I will post that to Uniquely Uxbridge, and then you can get on that. The video we're going to put on there if it's any good at all. I'm not Barry, but I'm doing the best I can. We'll put that up. But we want you guys to connect with each other as well as connecting with us. Businesses do a lot for each other.
So please stay, talk with each other, mingle, eat. Oh, Nikki, sorry.
Jean, could I just add one extra thing?
Sure.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki Deary. I work with Carm and Sam at Envision Digital. one extra thing I'd just like to make you all aware of is a Google virtual tour. It's an enhancement to your Google profile. We are one of 2 licensed and certified photographers with Google in Central Mass. And it can definitely help you tell your story further. Imagine as a consumer and you're searching for something relative to your business on the internet and your information comes up. In that Google profile, you can click on photos, separate tab that says 360 degree. Click on that and they can virtually walk into your business, a restaurant, any business that you have that you would invite the public in to see, and have a tour of around inside your store and business. So if that's something you're interested to have more information on, please ask one of us. We have our business cards. We'd love to exchange business cards with you. Thank you.
Good information. So now get up.
Thank you so much for coming. This was great. We'll be doing this again.